Very good morning to everyone. This is Alok, Innovation Manager of Manage CA. We have going to commence our 111th webinar in Manage Saturday webinar series. It's been more than 2 years. We are continuously doing webinar in all the Saturday. The core objective of this webinar series is to impact knowledge and share effective information with the startup to redefine their agricultural pathway. The webinar series is conducted under the National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, so called MANAGE, an autonomous institute under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, apex body for agricultural extension, located at Hyderabad. Manage Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship is an agribusiness incubation unit operating at Manage Hyderabad. It is one of the leading agribusiness incubators across the country. Manage CAA committed and dedicated for converting agribusiness ideas into reality as an independent agri-startup. Manage CIA have mentored 503 startups, incubated 346 startups, and supported 106 startups with the grant in aid fund under the scheme called RKVY-RAFTAAR. As you are aware, today's topic is the rise of millet-based business opportunities for agri-startup. Millets are getting important across the globe. Many millets-based startups are emerging. Many new value-added products from millets are getting developed. Understanding the scope and opportunities of millet, 2023 is titled as International Year of Millets 2023. A series of pre-launch events and initiative has been organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare as a run-up to International Year of Millet 2023 to create awareness and a sense of participation in the country around the ancient and forgotten golden grains. So, without wasting any time, we are going to start our 111th webinar. Praveen JH, Finance Manager of Manage CA, will be moderating the webinar. So, we'll go with the first speaker. Chief Executive Officer Food, Coimbatore. It's a millet-based startup and aspiring woman entrepreneur. So she will be explaining about the challenges, opportunities, scopes in the millet-based sector for upcoming aspiring agripreneurs. Over to you, ma'am, please. Hello.
Yeah, Subhadra madam, please unmute yourself. Yes, you can start. Amit, you can load the PPT.
Yes, ma'am, you can start, and the floor is all yours.
Yeah. Good morning. Very happy to meet you all through this forum. First of all, I would like to thank Manage for offering such a wonderful opportunity to meet each one of the participants over here across India. The support which is rendered by the management and our TNAU here in Coimbatore is something which is very abundant, and my deepest gratitude to both the institutions for supporting us. As an entrepreneur, I have a lot of gratitude for Manage because I'm a grantee of RKVY-RAFTAAR scheme, and also the lot of supports which is extended through Dr. Saravana Raj whenever I visit Manage or requesting him any kind of a support to visit to other institutions or anything. He used to give it such a high priority and help us to reach out the required needs. Thank you so much for that. This is my first, gratitude which I wanted to submit to Manage, and then I think I can proceed to my presentation. So presentation, what is the topic today is what the rise of millet-based agripreneur opportunities. So if you look into it today, as a millet agripreneur today, I'm sitting in front of you to speak about our firm and what is our journey and what we are now actually. So I think I can just get to my small, product presentation so that you can understand what products we are actually doing. By the way, I can, also explain the journey across. Sir, can you help me? Yeah, we are into the millet-based value-added products. Right now, we are bringing 80 different millet products, whereas our primary product, which we started, was about this millet batters. So millet batter of different kinds, like millet, this multi-grain batter, individual every flavors, because I was focusing on exclusive flavor of millets, because that is how, it is being recommended. Maybe my next speaker will explain about why we are supposed to consume millets as a separate form, that is individual flavors, not in a multigrain. Maybe this once in a while you can try, but that's how. So in 2016, our journey started, where I was basically a professor and I served across the institutions, and I'm an MTech person from image processing. And I served across the institutions for 16 years and lastly served as a vice principal of a college. So I had a lot of flair for millets because I've been using for more than 10, 12 years across at home, and I used to find a lot of goodness and benefits for myself and my own family. And I used to find whether this food is available for people. It is not in the form of how we consume. It is mostly as grains, and as grains it is very difficult to convert in a form of making it in a staple food form. So that was the challenge which I was thinking every time. And I also thought for bringing up a lot of employment opportunities and everything, because I been with the students, I used to tell them, no, you need not be a job seeker, you can be a job provider. But every time I feel for myself, I myself is been working for a college where I'm an employee. Why not I take up some venture and bring some employment from my own mean. So that was the idea. These are all the collective things which pushed me towards resigning my job, and I wanted to start up. And before that, I wanted to go with a lot of institutions, because basically I'm an IT person. So how can I do a food? And how many of you will believe my food if I bring you? So I visited CFTRA Mysuru, and also this Indian Institute of Millets in our Coimbatore, near in Tamil Nadu. We have a Tanjavur IIFPT. So all these institutions I visited, I did a lot of learning and understanding, and even some research on millets. The idea was converting millets in staple food form. So my total motto is how millets could be made into a staple food, because it will replace your meal rather than your snacky form like biscuits and other things. I have a lot of preference to convert your food as a millet meal. So what could be the opportunities? That was the basic core idea with which we started it. And CFTRA gave me a lot of inputs, lot of insights, and lot of opportunities to learn and understand the technology of processing millets, the storage, the packaging, because many things were challenged. So that was my journey with which we started. And I should say, like, personally, because it is something to speak about my journey. In my family itself, my father was against this decision of, resigning a job and going for venturing with millets. In 2016, no one was thinking for millets. Of course, after the pandemic, I now feel everybody is looking out for searching of a good food, and millet stands first in that list. So now the awareness is very high, and this 2023 International Millet Year, all these are bringing up a very big boon for millet producers and processors like us. But those days in 2016, I was the only person, like a whistleblower. I used to speak about millets to different forums and people, even like some BNI meetings and all. People will see me very indifferent. They will ask me, why did you resign your job? You were in a good post, no? And you are doing millets, and that too in the batter. In Coimbatore and in Tamil Nadu, in colloquial language, they say mavu. So மாவை அரைக்கிறது வந்து எதுக்கு பண்ணணும், like that. Even my own father was telling, what you are doing is a very wrong decision. I was feeling bad, because I'm very close to my father and the first daughter of the family. When my own father is saying no to my work, it was really painful. But still, I had a very strong insight that millets are going to be the future, and definitely millets will have its scope forever. So that's how we started, and we just made our own investment initially for the machineries. And of course, for machines, being Coimbatore such a fabricational area, we did a lot of innovations in that. My little of my engineering knowledge also supported me to alter the machines. Commercial grinders we didn't use. We just made our own customized grinders for grinding, because I wanted it totally like a stone based, and all that kind of a corrections I did in terms of RPM. These corrections made a very good product output. And we also did the testing of the output of the product, where I can find out that it was like nutritional value was very high compared to the form of powders. When you do it in the batter form, the nutrition retention was comparatively very high. So that made me to take a choice of this batter. In CFTRA also, my principal scientist told me, ma'am, you seems to be a first generation entrepreneur. Why don't you go for a powder form itself? Because wet batter will be very challenging since it has a very short lifetime and shelf life is very less. And how will you sell? How will you reach your customer within 8 days of your production? And there should be a cold chain maintenance also. So in all those were the questions in front of me. Then also I was thinking, my idea is, say I am from a different profession. I resigned and I've come for this job where I wanted to bring the best food and best quality food as a food for the society. It is not like a common thing. If it is so, then I could have done a boutique or something, which will make me very comfortable and do some job in a leisurely way. It is not so. The idea is we wanted to make the best outcome of the food from the millets. So that made me to take a choice on the batter. And so we started with making batter. And it was a real tough time after making all these packets and producing everything, since, I'm just, correlating complete journey to you. I don't know how far it will help you to understand or, make your thing to grow. Definitely, it is going to be experience sharing that can give you a lot of inputs to you in terms of how you can conceive your ideas. So we had a very tough time because people were telling in our place, they say, மல்லிகைப்பூ இட்லி இப்படிலாம் வந்து இட்லினா நல்லா இருக்குங்க, நீங்க என்ன இப்படி கொண்டு வரீங்க? That is, my ragi batter was brownish and pearl millet was greenish, and other millets were not in white color. They were all in like different colors like ivory and other colors like even barnyard and other millets. The shopkeeper himself was resisting. He said, people will not buy. I can't keep it in the store and simply I have to keep it and throw or give it back to you. Why you have to bring it? These kind of products cannot be sold. That was a initial thing which I got from the people, from the stores. In fact, along with the marketing team, I also visited because I wanted to know how people are responding. And that day was the most painful day in my life. I was literally getting tears, seeing the response from the storekeeper saying that it will not be, sold and all that. Then I just went in forward. I told him, sir, why don't you try first and then you can let us know how the quality and taste is. Then if you like it, then you can keep it in the store. Like that, we gave a lot of samples the day one, and more than a month, I suppose, I was only giving all samples of batters across. And it was a happy thing. People started using it and they actually called me back. I gave my visiting card and gave my product and everything. They called me, they said me, ma'am, it is really good. It is, it looks like tasty and the aroma is very good. Please bring it. We will keep it in the store. And to the customers also, we were doing like, road outside the stores, we were doing dosa, chutney and all we prepared. I think I can share a video even what we have done recently at your place. Because today our journey has taken a kind of a expansion that in Kukatpalli we have opened up one franchisee of production unit, and I think I can share a video. Sir, can you help me, Mr. Praveen? I have a video. I think it is the place where we are doing is in Kanchipoli. Aparna Sherin is one apartment. Aparna Commune. Aparna Sharu.
Can you load the video?
In those apartments, we have done millet dosa making for the apartment people, where we were making all the varieties of dosa for the customer, for the apartment people, and they were giving us a wonderful feedback. So such kind of an activity we did in the beginning days in the stores in Coimbatore, like Nilgiris is there, means in front of that we used to do. Even I used to stand along with my team to talk to the customers, because I really wanted to make my customers to understand what the product is all about. It was a real tough time, of course, but I was enjoying the phase of the process. Sir, is it getting connected?
Yes, it's loading, madam. Just
Yes,
give
sir.
us a
Yes,
few
sir.
seconds.
Yeah, I will just go ahead. So it's one small video which I am sharing here. So this is a making video, and another video I have made it. This is from the powder form. We just produced it. Actually, we started the journey as a form of a batter, and now we have added more than 60 to 70 different products which are in the powder form, because to overcome the challenge of the wet form, we wanted to get into this. Sir, you can get into the another video, sir. This is our outlet in Coimbatore, very recently opened, which includes millet-based products completely. Apart from our own products, we have also added products like our own, incubators from Coimbatore. We have added their products also. I'm also procuring from FPOs. So finger millet batter, barnyard, and these are all the powder form. So millet paniyaram. This is millet adai marble. These are all the whole grains of millets as such. Apart from FPOs, we are procuring some pulses and cereals also, because it's going to be a kind of a wholesome store selling all only healthy products. So some nuts, dry fruits also we have added, because it should give a complete scope for anybody to purchase their own home needs. We are also making some form of pickles, and these are all our own products of so our incubators from TNAU and their products are included. It is a scope for all my friends to have an outlet. It's all handmade soaps. Since we have a school nearby, we are also catering to school. These are all the traditional rice variants. Thank you, sir. Thanks for playing our product videos, where you can see a lot of the products whatever we are manufacturing in our own factory. So we are now bringing more than 80 different products, including batters. So the other products are like dry ones, like millet pongal mix. We have 8 variants. Millet atta flour, we have more than 8 variants. Similarly, millet ada dosa flour, and also millet sweet paniyaram, and millet kara paniyaram, and millet kanji mix. So these are all the products which we have added right now, with more than 70 different variants across, and it is having a very good shelf life. And now we get a lot of customers. But the journey started with just waiting to sell 50 packets a day. Now we are producing more than 2 to 3 tons of packets, and we are giving it across a lot of retail stores apart from our own outlet. And also we are now supplying to the hospitals. The millet batter is given across institutions also, for the canteens, in different organizations. It is like a meal for them, for the breakfast or dinner meal, like that. And in some of the hospitals, it is a inpatient food. So the batter we'll be giving, they'll be making dosa, and it is given for the patient's food. So these are all the kind of elevation which we have seen in our journey. But the journey started with all difficulties and challenges. So what you people can understand is, always have your own vision. You conceive your idea, and please try to go and visit to a lot of these kind of research institutions. They will give you a lot of guidance because it is something, whatever we have, it is not sufficient. We have to have a lot of knowledge and network with the people. So that all, I've received with visiting a lot of institutions across. So this journey made me to give confidence on my product and product knowledge and my raw material, the availability, the source. I visited a lot of cluster of millet producing organizations across. That time even my son was in just younger age, like third standard and fourth standard and all. I used to leave him and go. Sometimes I used to take, when CFTRA, I used to be in CFTRA, and I used to leave my son along with my driver in zoo, and I used to spare my time like that and all. We were managing. So of course, there are a lot of challenges we have for anybody, both women or men, anybody whoever wants to become an entrepreneur. But once we are into it, definitely, the kind of satisfaction once you are setting up a unit and you started making your own proper kind of a rotation of your funds, and start making some kind of a profit and start giving your own team with the proper salary and everything, that gives an amazing satisfaction. It is something which is unexplainable in words, because so many families, they are going to be dependent on you. You take so much great responsibility. After a certain age, people used to think, maybe a new dress, whether it will bring you happiness, it may be for a day, the day you wear. If you are buying even a car, in 3 months or 6 months, it becomes old and it becomes a normal thing. Even if it is a house of 1 crore value also, after a year you will say, we bought it a year back. But this becoming an entrepreneur, and your journey is dynamic, and every day you are working, every day you are doing something good, every day you are trying to support your own team and making an employment for people and making something good, is a great amount of satisfaction which people should experience rather than hearing from people like us. So that
Yes.
Anybody whoever wants to become an entrepreneur, and that too in the field of food and millets, I will say it has a very high potential, because in throughout the world, our country, India, has a lot of potential of cultivating millets. So we have a lot of scope of exporting also. We can try to export to all the countries from India, because 50% of millet production is from India. And also the goodness of millets, I think my next presenter will speak a lot. So in my knowledge, I see millet goodness is the only thing which made me to drive me towards into this business. Otherwise, I would have been a professor continuing my profession, and I would have been like that. So the goodness of millet is so much is there. Anybody whoever wants to take up their profession, or I mean their journey in millets, definitely they have to first learn about millets a lot. I have 20 GB of millet based information across, because that all information only gave me a lot of the courage to get into this business. So please
Yes.
try to learn more on your own subject, and try to have your idea in such a way, like which where you can find a pain point of your customer. So in our point, when I thought for a batter, I had
Madam,
a real
sorry
pain
for
point.
interruption.
20 minutes is
We are
over.
exceeding that time. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
sir.
Other speaker is waiting. We will
Okay,
take a few
thank you.
questions at the end. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, madam.
And really, it was a wonderful opportunity to share my journey along with you people. Hope it will be some way it will be useful for any kind of a support and guidance in this particular arena. I will be definitely ready to extend my support. Thank you once again for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Yes. So we will have the next speaker. Alok, you can introduce the next speaker.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, madam, for that wonderful presentation. So we will quickly go to the next speaker, Ms. Soumya M. Founder. She is the founder of Millenova Food Private Limited, a millet-based agri-startup located at Hyderabad. Ms. Soumya is a food technologist and a nutritionist, and an emerging agri-startup creating value in the scope of millets in the upcoming years, and about her agripreneurial journeys and challenges she faced. Yes, ma'am. You can now take up, ma'am, please.
Very good morning to all. It's a great opportunity to sharing my experiences with such esteemed organizations like Manage. I personally, thankful to you for the organization. In every step of my journey is supporting a lot, guiding a lot as a mentor and connecting the networks and all. Telling about my startup company. So our firm is called Millinova Foods. So our brand is Millinova. It's basically the millet innovations. So we have started our company in January 2018. So basically we are focusing on the balanced nutritional snacks. It's basically the concept based balanced nutrition. So we the core ingredients like millets, fruits, and vegetables. Please, next slide, please. So these formulations will give the 20 to 25% of the balanced nutrition. So coming to the millets, why millets are rising, the millet businesses are rising, why people are giving so much importance to the millets. That we know the millets, if you can see the over the past years, the healthy food revolution has given the way to discover the value of traditional millets, because the health consciousness is increasing. People are opting for the different healthy food options. So because healthy food options are really making to control the different kinds of lifestyle disorders. These nutri-cereals really plays a major role in controlling different kinds of lifestyle disorders. So so that's what we millets, we can call it as a nutri-cereals in the so the when we see the from last 3 decades, the millet consumption was very low. In the urban level and rural level also, the millets consumptions was very low, because due to processing methods and technology, and because the people are more attracting to the novel foods and urbanization and lifestyle urbanization and all. So based on their food habits, the lifestyle diseases are increasing. Now people are realizing to switching on to the millets. They're realizing the switching to the health foods is important to inclusion of their diets. Next slide. I told you the millets are the nutri-cereals because it's containing a good amount of the protein, dietary fiber, and vitamins and other nutrients. So government is also declared this is based on these nutritional factors and all. It is called as a nutri-cereals. And is also possessing a very good nutritional characteristics and antioxidants. And from through public distribution system also, they are planning to give the millets. Next slide. Next slide, please. So you can see there are the different nutri-cereals. There are the 3 types of millets: the major millet, sorghum, pearl millet, and finger millet; and minor millets, foxtail, kodo, barnyard, and little millet and proso millet. Pseudo millets are also, we can see that is amaranth and buckwheat. There are different millets you can see here. There are the many different nutritional facts are consist in the millets. Next slide, please. So here you can see different countries are producing different millets. There are the many health benefits. So here the market scope is also very good. If you can see in India, almost the major producing 38% in India. India is a major producing country. It is almost 38% of the growing the millets. The productivity is also got increased. If you can see in India, the Rajasthan mainly they're focusing on the Rajasthan, almost 44% of the bajra grain they're producing. The nutritional value is very high in the bajra grain because the iron content is very high in that. So global market wise also, if you can see the $9 billion to it is reaching by 2025, expecting 12 billion market growth. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So you can see there are different statistics and research done in the global level also. The from 2021 to 29, there is a 15.1 US billion dollars market size is expecting. The growth is expecting the. There are many markets are playing. There are many markets are playing for the millet businesses. There. Next slide, please. Yeah, here also you can see different statistics, different players, different market players are coming to and switching on to the millet businesses. You can see the statistics here. There is definitely the growth is very high in the instant foods and bakery products and breakfast cereals and beverages and even the fodder dairy users are also they're using. So in that way the millet market is growing because of the health consciousness is increasing, and the farmer is getting the double income because he's no need to put additional care for the millets, because no need to give for the pesticides and special attention for the because these are all the climate resilient crops, and the market when we do the value addition to the millets, the almost 5 to 6 times of the market percentage is increasing. So that's what people are switching to the different millet based processings. Next slide, please. Yeah, next slide. Next slide. Yeah, you can see before the previous slides. Yeah, I already explained that the nutritional point of view also millets are very high. When we see compare with the rice with other millets, you can see the rice is only 6.8% of the protein is there. Nowadays, the protein is very much important. People are mostly they're focusing the high carbohydrates. That's what the lifestyle disorders are increasing. The people they are taking the very low fiber diets, and even the plant protein plays very important role in controlling the different lifestyle disorders. So here you can see the comparison. There are the different millet grains. It is giving almost proso millet. It is giving 12.5% of the protein. So as a mineral wise also, you can see when we compare with the rice. Here there is the almost the barnyard millet. It's a high content of the potassium and iron contents are very high. So here you can see the almost 4.7%. In that way, the millets giving the very good importance in our dietary pattern. So the market is also brown top millets is also very high demand. The consumption patterns is also increased from 2019 to 2024. They are expecting this much growth. Next slide, please. So government is also creating many policies and connecting to the markets. Many institutions are working on, and 2023 is declaring as an international year of millets. Government and other institutions very strategically and playing the very important role to improve the consumption as well as creating the businesses in the millet area. Next slide, please. So I already explained there are the many benefits, small millets, but it's big benefits. Next slide. Yeah, coming to my experiences, I worked as a food scientist in different organizations, government and private organizations. First experience with the farming communities and SHGs. I worked in a rural area, Mehboob Nagar district in KVK. There we have that time in 2000 products. So we have given more than 350 women income generation activities trainings on millets. But once recently the millet booming has increased to expanding the market and opportunities are increasing. That's what people are more switching to the millet businesses and in even consumption also. Next slide, please. So this is another after KVK experiences. I connected to I worked as a food scientist in agriculture university. So really I worked blessed to have the mentors like they we worked a lot with developing the many food products with underutilized foods and vegetables, fruits and vegetables. I have done many processing technologies, and I have worked with extrusion technology and sorghum millet processing technologies and osmotic dehydration technologies. All these technologies we have worked, and we have come up. I have developed more than 120 products in the department wise. We used to give training to the different self-help groups. In the Northeast communities, they develop many products by using these kind of product technologies and all. So they establish their own enterprises. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah, these are the many achievements we have developed. These are the different products we have developed, and we have published international and national articles, more than 12 publications, and books also we have released on the different food products. Next slide, please. Yeah, coming to the global scenario, I explained about that people are more 80% of the people are switching to the different kinds of junk foods. Though only those kinds of foods giving the empty calories. There, people not thinking about this complete nutritional values. They are giving that foods only providing the empty calories, not fiber and other antioxidants and proteins. So this imbalance, imbalance of this nutrition is leading to the different kinds of lifestyle disorders. If you can see, 1 in 3 people, 3 in 1 people, they are suffering with the different kinds of malnutritional disorders. Next slide, please. So, balanced diet, how it would be helpful when we see the balanced diet, according to the ICMR guidelines, the 5 to 6 servings of the fruits and vegetables in the consumption definitely will reduce the lifestyle disorders. If you can see in the cereal and millets category, so people just adding the carbs, high carbs into the diet. But when if we can add the millets are the complex carbohydrates. So complex carbohydrates will give the more fibers and a good amount of the protein, and including other antioxidants. So this really helps for controlling many lifestyle diseases. So by 2030 we are expecting 79.4 million of diabetic cases, because there is a very much food gap. Dietary pattern is a very there is a lots of gap in the food dietary pattern. So there is a need to people need to switch on to the this kind of healthy food options. That is very much important to controlling this kind of lifestyle disease. So keep next slide, please. Yeah, if you can see the fruits and vegetables also, different sources of India is the largest producer in fruits and vegetables in the world. So almost 256 million metric tons they're producing, but the wastage is also happening. So to controlling after post harvesting technologies, if you can utilize in the proper way, we can we can utilize our resources we can develop many value added products. Next slide, please.
Madam, last 20 minutes left, so we can take a few questions and we can come back again.
Okay, sir.
Give another 1 minute.
So we have come up with the solution, millet-based snacks, millet, fruit, and vegetable combination that will give the 25 to 30% of RDA balanced nutrition. Each combination we have designed as a it will give bioavailability also. It will increase, so enhances the bioavailability. In that way, we have created the formulations. So coming to the next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, there are the different snacks we have developed. Each combination, there is a scientific evidence. In that way, we have created the formulation. Next slide, please. Yeah, we come up with the different breakfast bars and energy bars, protein bars, immunity bars. Yeah, we connected to the market with the direct B2B and B2C we are doing. Next slide, please. Yeah, we have received many recognitions from different government institutions and private institutions, ICRISAT, CFTRI, and this is a great support we received. Yeah, even promoting millets for millets, government is supporting a lot. IAMR is playing a very major role for connecting the millet-based entrepreneurs. There are many products are coming. Value-added products are coming. So through our Millinova, we have received RKVY-RAFTAAR funding. We could able to start up the small processing unit, and we could able to give the training to the different students and product formulation services to the different other entrepreneurs also. Next slide, please. You can see different. We are giving the different food processing techniques in the manufacturing it to the different students, and we are participating in many events and trade shows in creating the awareness. The millets are definitely the futuristic ingredients that will be good for the environment, good for the farmers, and good for the healthy generations. So this is the consumer evaluation study. Based on these percentages, you can see the statistics, how the millets is improving the dietary consumption in the people. So this is the one video. Yeah, this is a sustainable approach for the society. That's what we have chosen, the millet-based products. The concept is like balanced nutrition. In that way, we have created our products. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yes, yes. Thank you, madam. The video queries, they can get in touch with you. So now we will move on to the question answer section. So I have few questions noted down for both the speakers.
Okay.
The first question is related to like Government of India is preparing itself and promoting the International Year of Millets in 2023, right? So
Yes.
as a millet-based startup, so what kind of preparations that you have and what kind of marketing plans that you have for your products and services to in order to cater the large number of audience, not just in India, outside India as well. So what are your plans, madam? So both the speakers can talk about their plans. Yeah, Subhadra madam, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yes. So what plans you have, madam, for this International Year of
For
Millet?
this 2023 is really a celebration year for me, I feel, basically, because I have so much of love for millets. And I feel it is like celebrating my child. Like that, I'm feeling so very happy. The idea is what I have few proposals which even I put up here in our local collector with support for the request of support. One is visiting at least 100 schools in Coimbatore district, because millet food has to be taught to the it should be shown to the students and children. Basically, children at the younger age, if they start consuming millets, definitely they will like and love it for their own total lifetime. So that is the idea of visiting 100 schools in Coimbatore district. So this is one plan, number one. Number two, I am requesting even to have millet mini food park in our district or in our state here, because in Tamil Nadu we don't have any big food park. So I requested that why not we have an exclusive millet based mini food park. And third is, there are a lot of malnutrition countries, and a lot of people are, in fact, children from different people, across globe, they are suffering. So millet is going to be one great food which is going to help them, basically. So I thought we can have a kind of, as this kind of a company like Millenova, we are also planning to create some millet foods and kind of a snacks or a healthy energy bars which can be supplied across the UNO and UNICEF as a food to these malnutrition kits, basically, to support. So apart from that, we also want to have a millet based organization, like a clusters. Whoever is producing millets in the entrepreneurs, we wanted to form a cluster, and we wanted to have a kind of organization and to conduct lot of millet happy streets in Coimbatore. Like a street will be for a day, once in a quarter of the year. We wanted to conduct some shows to make people to understand about the goodness of millets and everything. So these are some of the plans which I have already projected across to the, I mean, our collector over here and also across the other MP and other people. So we will be implementing it very shortly.
Very, very nice initiatives, madam. They are really interesting. Definitely, if there is a chance, we can also involve the startups in the managed network who are into millet based. Definitely, we will ask them to collaborate with you so that collectively we can make sure this International Year of Millets 2023 a grand success.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. It will be a pleasure for me to join anybody, whoever is in millets. I would love to do, sir. As a company, we will be happy to join. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Soumya, madam, I want to hear from you, your plans.
Yeah, sir. Actually, now we have connected to different organic stores, and also we have connected to urban Kisan stores. So they are replacing all the junk foods. I mean, nachos and all kinds of chips. They are replacing with our snacks. So we want to expand our market, and they are giving to one by one district and different places, states. Now we have reached almost 2 states, and there another 4 states they want to replace this kind of nachos with the Millenova snacks, because the healthy options, people when they're ordering from the Swiggy and all, they're denying the nacho chips and all, so they're opting for the healthy options. So in that way we are connecting many cloud kitchens and other stores, and also we have connected with a few schools, and we are giving the small snacks in the snack when they are providing the food. So they are providing the normal snacks. Instead of that, millet snacks we want to provide. So we already connected 4 schools. Another 20 schools we want to plan, and mostly and another next 6 to 8 months we are planning to set up the expand that our processing unit, conversion of the different value added products, also connecting to the different women entrepreneurs in the basically the food processing technologies and all. We want to teach them, and we want to support the technical guidance to the women. And another thing is, like, we are, I mean, almost 6 batches of students we have completed in giving the food processing technology training, because every food technologies directly they don't take as a employee without having the proper experience in any food industry. That's what we are taking. We connected many institutions. Almost we have completed 6 batches of the students, and we want to expand that one also, taking more students and teaching in many technical aspects in coming to the proper food proper guidance. These students, they can guide in their villages, in their places. People, if anyone start with the food processing things, they can go and they can teach their local villages and all. And that is the main idea. And we want to establish the processing unit in developing the different fruit powders also. So that now we have connected to third-party manufacturing unit. When if we can develop if we can set up the processing unit, then that conversions charges are also good, and the product scope and product range also we can increase in giving the proper packaging and proper pricing to reach the customers. Yeah.
Thank you, madam. So we have a few participants who have questions related to obtaining relevant certifications and licenses for millet-based products. So I want to know from both the speakers, like what kind of licenses or certifications that you have for your products, and what kind of validations needs to be taken care of before entering into the market, and if you are approaching any particular institute for these reasons.
Yes.
Please specify that.
Any food industry, if they want to set up, first they have to clear whether they have connected to third-party manufacturing or they want to set up the manufacturing unit. So based on, if they want to set up the manufacturing unit, they have to approach the FSSA. They have to take the manufacturing license. The different food categories they have mentioned, different clauses will be there. Based on that, they have to choose their product category, and they have to take the specific license for that. Suppose they are doing the only procuring from one person, they are only doing the marketing, they have to take the relabeling license. That will be enough. Suppose based on their turnover, there are different clauses are there, and based on their turnovers, they have to take the license. Central license is there and state license is there. Based on their scope and market things, they have to take the proper license. And before based on the labeling guidance also, they have to analyze the product in the at least they have to mention the proximates on the backside of the label, and the ingredients what they're using. All the things will come under the FSSAI. The specific licenses, if they want to do the export marketing and all, the IEC codes and all, they have to take. It depends upon, basically it depends upon what they want to set up. It's a manufacturing unit, or they want to relabeler, or they want to do it marketing, only marketing. In that way, they have to decide, and they have to take the license. And in accredited labs, reports are very much important. Nowadays, the FSSAI guidelines are becoming very much strict. So from the accredited labs only, they have to analyze the product and put the values on the backside of the label. Yeah.
Thank you, madam. We have one participant, Sumati, who has raised a hand to ask question. Sumati, we have unmuted you. You can ask the questions directly to the speaker.
Yeah, this is, I want to know how to cultivate millets. What help can I get? From where should I get that help? Is there some training for growing millets in Kerala?
Yeah, any of the speakers can
Yes,
answer.
ma'am. First of all, congratulations, and happy to note that you are ready to cultivate millets. And basically, the climatic condition of your area has to be analyzed. Millet needs somewhat dry kind of a climatic conditions. I always say, though millets are produced so much, we say in India, in Kerala, there is a different kind of a climate. We are very close to you. We are in Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu. The climatic condition of your area has to be first analyzed. There are seeds which are available in the institutions like TNAU, and a lot of other organizations are giving millet seeds. And you have to give complete information about your place, your climatic condition, your soil, and what type of your weather conditions will be prevailing throughout the year in your area. All those informations can only help you to give you a proper guidance. It cannot be just given as a oral information. So you need to properly, go with the soil testing, and climatic condition is one very important thing. That's why we say there are a lot of opportunities for India to export the millet-based products and millet grains as such across to European and other countries, as it cannot be grown in those areas because of their climatic conditions. So India is such a highly producing, India and Africa, because we have such a different climate of this temperature and everything. So we have to really analyze your place, ma'am. And there are a lot of supports are given by the government across through different departments, agriculture departments, and everybody, they are supporting. Seeds are given, and you can definitely do it. Is a resilient plant. It will grow in a very a toughest area where there is no water scarcity. Also, it will grow. But the problem is in Kerala, it will rain more. So I don't know. This has to be really analyzed, and then we can give you a proper answer for that. You may be in touch with us, ma'am, or you can we can help you to connect to the right people who can give a proper guidance too.
Yes, yes. Thank you, madam. Thanks for the answer. Anyhow, we have shared the contact details of both the speakers in chat box. You can reach out to them over email. And if you require any further assistance, you can even reach out to manage. We'll definitely connect you with other experts in this millet domain. We have one question related to the opportunity of millets in Eastern India. So we see a lot of Northeast region, those entrepreneurs are bringing their products to other parts of the country. So is there any opportunity for millet products in Northeast part of India, madam?
I feel it is possible. Yeah, Soumya, you can continue, please.
Yeah, please, you tell me, ma'am. Connecting to that, I'll continue.
All right. Sir, whatever be the area, I suppose people should look for a good and nutritive food. It is whether it is going to be south or north or east, wherever they are, they have to look out for some good food. The millet is going to be an irreplaceable kind of a food, I will say. You can't avoid it. It is going to be the future. So definitely, people in northeast also can try, because I think what kind of a meal which is going to be the staple food, my focus is every time we have to go with the staple food form. So whatever they are trying to have it, maybe if it is going to be chapatis and parathas, then we can have a millet based chapati flour can be produced, and that can be the kind of a product for them. And similarly, if they have any other kind of a porridge type, or even for children, as Millenova is doing a lot of the millet based snacks and other things that they can try. There are a lot of food which a lot of recipes are available, more than 200, 300 recipes also here in Coimbatore. We actually demonstrated through an FSSA department, Eat Right Mela. We did so many recipes. So it was so interesting to note. And definitely there are a lot of possibilities for any part of the country to bring in millet-based ventures as their food for their own country, their own area, in fact. Definitely there is a very high scope and people can try it out. And there are institutions like us, CFTRI, and IIMR. All these institutions will guide them to go in a proper channel, so that they will have a proper nutritive things and everything can be tested and formulation can be tested. Their idea should be there. If they have an idea, definitely they can go and approach to these institutions, and there are experts who will guide them to go for the right food as a choice as their venture. It is 100% possible, sir.
Yeah. Connecting to this question. Yes, ma'am, based on the climatic conditions and all, the millets growing and productivity will be very good. Basically, the Northeast, there are plenty of fruits and vegetables are available. So we have done many products with the combination of millets. So when we do the projects with the Northeast communities, we connected the KVKs and the rural rural self-help group women's and Krishi Vijnana Kendra teams. There, I mean, there we have, they're mostly growing that ragi. They know very much about the ragi and they're growing ragi. So with that ragi, we have combined different fruits and vegetable powders and we made the porridge kind of. The technology transfers also done, and easy methods of cooking. Cookies also we have developed and we have transferred the technology. That is a very good scope, because the consumption for the ragi porridges kind of, that is very easy technology, and they can make it in a smaller way, in a small scale wise they can develop. And also dehydrated vegetables also by combining with the millet flakes and all, they can add and breakfast, like a breakfast cereals. That is also one good option. They can start the business in that way. Yes.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. And now we are at the end of today's webinar. And one more interesting thing which I would like to share with both the speakers and also attendees. Today is International Women Entrepreneurs Day. November 19th is celebrated as International Women Entrepreneurs Day. And luckily, we have both the speakers, women here. I wish you a happy International Women Entrepreneurs Day, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
So we have shared the details of our social media handles in the chat box. So the participants can click and follow our social media pages, where you'll get to know details about our upcoming programs. And also we are sharing the details of our next webinar also. If you're interested to join our upcoming webinar, you can register yourself. And also the details of both the speakers are shared. And we'll be sharing the PPT of both the speakers to all the participants over email by end of the day. So I thank all the participants for listening patiently with a lot of questions. Yes, we know that a lot of questions are there, but we were able to take only a few. But that's not an issue. We will discuss directly with the speakers. If there are any relevant questions that can be addressed by them, they'll definitely come back to you. And I also thank both the speakers for sparing their valuable time bringing their entrepreneurial journey, the opportunities they identified, and showcasing their products, and also answering the questions of the participants. On behalf of Manage CIA, I thank both the speakers.
Thank you so much, sir,
Thank
for
you
the
so much.
opportunity.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity. If any entrepreneurs are there who are really want to come into the food sector, really I want to help them in the technical guidance, in the technical formulation, product formulations, and any technical aspects, licensing and all. We are ready to help them. We already giving a different technical support to the different entrepreneurs. That really giving the good satisfaction, not only growing so we are supporting other women entrepreneurs also. So that is a thing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.